I recently started reading the book Think and Grow Rich for probably the third or fourth time now. And right now I'm halfway through it, and it has come at the perfect time because in my last video I talked about how my next video would be about making a game plan. And that is exactly what I just read about in one of the chapters here in the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So in today's video, I'm going to go over exactly what that game plan may look like, or at least a little starting point for you in your business, or even before you start your business, or really any kind of endeavor in life. This could be useful to you. So without any further ado, we'll get into it. So as I mentioned, this is how to make a game plan for your business or really in any area in life. So in the book, Napoleon Hill lists out 6 steps to acquire wealth. So first off is fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. This is very important. Don't say I aspire to make a lot of money. I aspire to be wealthy. What is the exact amount of money you wish to have in your bank account? And not wish, desire. Fix that in your mind. Number 2, what are you doing? What are you going to give back to get this money? So there's no such thing as something for nothing. You're gonna have to give some sort of value or service in order to attain this money. Number 3, establish a date by when you will acquire the money. So you first said how much you want. Now, when do you want it by? Again, you have to be exact with this. Say, by the day of so-and-so, of January 19th in 2030, I will have $1 million in my bank account. Whatever it may be, it's personal to you. I'm going to get to an example below, but just keep that in your mind. So number 4 is create a definite plan and execute. So this is really the crux of it here, is to create a definite plan. So you may say that you're starting a business, and say you're creating websites for starting off being local businesses, let's say local plumbers, and you want to reach out to them to fix their websites or create a website for them, create automation, something of the sort. That is, first of all, what you want to do, but that's also sort of a plan. That is how you plan to acquire the wealth. And so say you have a goal of making $100 million. Now, this may just be a start. If you're not going to make $100 million, more than likely, just reaching out to local businesses in a specific niche. So, we're not going to concern ourselves so much with the how initially. You're just going to need to create a little bit of a plan and then execute that plan. So number 5 is write out a statement stating how much you desire, the time limit, and what you intend to give to get that money. So this really just mixes the first few steps together and says, this is how much you want to make, this is when you want to make it by, and this is what I'm going to do to get it. Number 6 is read that statement aloud during the day when you wake up and before you go to bed. So one thing I should have maybe prefaced before I started all this about the 6 steps was, one thing that was mentioned in the book was that Napoleon Hill mentioned how the school system is completely broken, and how professors or school teachers, what they should do on the first day of school, whether you're in first grade or whether you're a freshman in college, is that you should make the professor should make the students fill out a blank report card and fill in the grades in which they desire. So this is really interesting because this goes along exactly with what we say. Now, it also makes you think, if I'm going to fill out all A's, A in English, A in math, A in science, whatever, you need to have a plan on how you're going to do that. But you need to also be able to know where you're going. And of course, A's are always what you're striving for, right? Everyone wants an A in every subject, but that's common knowledge, right? So you need to actually write that out and game plan what that's going to look like and how you're going to get there. So I think this is super interesting. It's something that I hadn't necessarily thought about, but once I heard him say it in the book, it was, like I said, it really stuck out to me because you need to be able to imagine it in your head. And one of the chapters is titled Imagination. And so you need to actually visualize yourself, fantasize getting those grades, what that would look like. fantasize studying in the library or staying up at night and studying, or not going out to a party, or in terms of your business, maybe not going out to whatever it may be and staying behind, or saying no to a vacation of some sort so you can get your work done. Whatever it may be, you're going to have to make sacrifices, but see yourself making them. See yourself as the person that you wish to become, that you desire to become. So this is kind of almost an odd video for me to make, because this is all like new to me, right? But it's kind of struck me a little bit in just how powerful it can be. And one guy I've watched a good bit recently is Bob Proctor. I'm not sure if any of you have seen him, but I believe he passed away recently. He was about 90 years old, but he followed the book Think and Grow Rich like it was his Bible. I saw a video where he was carrying it around, and I got mine right here. It looked like a beat up Bible, and he said he had read it every single day and that he could almost recite the entire book by heart, and he had just studied it that often and kept it in his mind, just kept refreshing and freshing that his desires would become reality. So I'm going to go ahead and show you an example of these 6 steps and what that may look like. So this will just be a little statement that you can read to yourself in the morning, at night. So in chapter 4, titled Autosuggestion, Hill writes, "By the first day of January 19th, I will have in my possession $50,000, which will come to me in various amounts from time to time during the interim. In return for this money, I will give the most efficient service of which I am capable, rendering the fullest possible quantity and the best possible quality of service in the capacity of salesman. Describe the service of merchandise you intend to sell. I believe that I will have this money in my possession. My faith is so strong that I can now see the money before my eyes. I can touch it with my hands. It is now awaiting transfer to me at the time. And in proportion that I deliver the service, I intend to render in return for it. I am awaiting a plan by which to accumulate this money, and I will follow that plan when it is received." So again, this follows, I know I butchered that a little bit, just it is what it is. I didn't write this is just what was in the book, but if you write this out for yourself, you write the date you wish to desire the money by, how much money you desire to have, how you're going to do it, it's going to be second nature to you. And then, I wrote out this statement a while ago. I wrote out something like this kind of in my own words for my own business, but I stopped reading it. I stopped reading it in the morning and at night. I would go to work in the morning and I would listen to a recording of myself say it. I know that sounds silly, but it's what I did. And so the thing was, I felt phony. I felt like a fraud. I wasn't doing anything. So I kept saying, I'm going to get this amount of money by this time, and this is how I'm going to do it. But I really wasn't doing that thing. And like I said, I never have gotten more than halfway through this book, and that's where I'm at this point. And I see why I felt that way. There's no belief behind it. There's no faith in my statement saying I'm going to make this money by this time. There's nothing behind it. It's just an arbitrary number I just threw out there of, oh, it would be nice if. No, there's no it would be nice if. It's I will have this by this date, and this is how I'm going to do it. So you don't need to even concern yourself, and this is one thing the book talks about and Bob Proctor talks about as well, is don't concern yourself, especially in the beginning, so much about the how. The how will come. It's not going to happen the way you intend. I forget what fighter said it, but everyone has a plan, until they get punched in the mouth or punched in the face. And that's exactly how this will go. That's exactly how you have to anticipate it going. So not everything is going to go your way. You're going to find a way to get to your goal, but it's more than likely not going to. There's going to be so many bumps in the road, and that's again why I want to have this channel to really document that process for me. And so whether you guys want to, follow along, or if I maybe inspire you to write out a statement like this and start your journey towards your dream, because, Another thing that hit me about this book is you can't just wake up and simply live. It's I know that again sounds silly, but it's like you need to have a definite goal that you are moving towards, or else you're kind of just letting life pass you by, right? What are you working towards? You need to dream it and see it and visualize it every single day, or else it's not just gonna fall into your lap. You're not gonna luck into a mansion or a Bugatti or whatever it is that you want. You're not gonna luck into that. It comes with a plan, and I know this isn't so much of a game plan, but this is really a start. It's where you need to begin, and like I said with the whole school thing of starting with a blank grade card and filling in your grades, this is essentially what that is. So what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? How much do you want to make? What do you desire? You have to know all that before you start. And you are, like I did, you're gonna feel like a phony. There's no belief behind it, but you have to start doing the work and envision yourself doing the work. And so, I'm telling all you guys this right now, all 12 of you watching this, whatever it may be, but I'm really telling it to myself as well. It's fun to think about, oh, one day when it'll be nice when, no, like, it can happen, but it's up to you. Fantasizing and visualizing is part of it, but you have to do the work. And I don't know how many times I said that. You can probably count. It's probably been a dozen in this video that I said you got to just do the work. And that's really all I wanted to make this video on today. I'll make some more in the future about more game planning around business and also just the action. That's mostly what this channel is going to be about, is the action of my agency and documenting the agency process. But again, and I've said this 1,000 times too, this is just the beginning stages. So I appreciate you watching. Make sure to comment below. I love to hear where you guys are at in your agency journey, and look forward to seeing you in the next one.